Ever scroll through your feed and wonder why everyone's living large except you? Fancy vacations, new gadgets, endless takeout, while you're sweating over every grocery bill. Are they really that rich, or is it all smoke and mirrors? Let's dive in. The debt trap. First, let's talk about something many people hide: debt. It might look like your friends or coworkers are living worry-free, but what you don't see is how much they owe. According to recent studies, over 40% of households in Latin America carry credit card debt, and in countries like Mexico or Brazil, interest rates can climb as high as 60% per year. Yes, you heard that right, 60%. Picture your friend who's always buying designer clothes or ordering takeout. They might be paying just the minimum on their credit card each month, thinking, no big deal. But with those sky-high interest rates, a $500 debt can balloon into $1,000 or more in just a few years if you only pay the minimum. That $5 daily coffee that seems harmless? It could cost them hundreds or even thousands of dollars extra per year. And it's not just that. A lot of people treat credit like free money. They buy now and figure they'll deal with the debt later. But when minimum payments pile up and interest eats away at their budget, financial stress kicks in. Someone spending $200 a month on credit card purchases, paying only the minimum, could take over a decade to clear that debt, shelling out double what they borrowed. So, when you see someone spending like there's no tomorrow, don't assume they've got it all figured out. They might be stuck in a debt cycle you can't see. Next time you're jealous of their financial freedom, remember, debt can be an invisible chain holding them back. Hidden extra income. Now, here's something that might surprise you. Not everyone relies on just one paycheck. That coworker who's always jetting off on vacation or buying the latest gadgets, do they really earn the same as you? Maybe, but a lot of people are boosting their income with a side hustle. A 2024 survey found that about 35% of people in Latin America have an extra income source, whether it's selling products, freelancing, teaching online, or driving for apps like Uber or Lyft. On average, these side gigs bring in $200 to $500 a month, depending on the country. Here's an example. Say your friend makes $1,000 a month at their office job, same as you. But after 6 p.m., they spend a few hours selling items on eBay or giving online tutoring sessions. That could add $300 to $600 a month to their income. That extra cash is what lets them afford those things you see: a weekend at the beach, concert tickets, or a new phone. But it's not magic, it's time, energy, and maybe even sleep they're giving up, and not all side incomes are obvious. Your neighbor who's always partying might be renting out a room on Airbnb, or maybe they get help from family to cover basic expenses, freeing up their paycheck for luxuries. What looks like financial success is often the result of extra effort they don't post about. So, before you think someone's got it easy, consider they might be working harder than you realize. That trip to Miami didn't always come from an office job. Sometimes it's from late nights or busy weekends. Priorities and sacrifices. Here's another truth that shifts your perspective: everyone makes sacrifices. Nobody has it all. That person who seems to spend endlessly on something you envy, like vacations, clothes, or a stunning house, is probably cutting back somewhere else. Personal finance is a game of priorities, and everyone chooses where to put their money. Take your cousin who's always traveling to exotic destinations. It looks like they've got an unlimited budget, right? But what you don't see is that they might live in a small, outdated apartment, buy second-hand clothes, or never eat out to save every penny for those trips. Or think about your coworker with a closet full of designer outfits. They might never travel, still live with their parents to avoid rent, or eat canned tuna and rice every day to keep up that image. Then there's the case of people who invest in something big, like a house or a new car. From the outside, it looks like they've made it. But what you don't see is that their mortgage or car loan might be eating up 50% or more of their monthly income. In the US, for example, a typical mortgage can cost $1,000 to $2,000 a month, leaving little room for other expenses. That gorgeous house might mean they can't afford to go out, travel, or save for the future. The key here is that everyone makes trade-offs. No one can have it all, no matter how much they earn. When you compare yourself to others, remember you're only seeing what they choose to show. Their priorities aren't yours, and their sacrifices might be bigger than you think. Instead of envying what they have, ask yourself, what am I willing to sacrifice to reach my own financial goals? If you like the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, and without further ado, let's continue. The facade of social media. Let's talk about the elephant in the room: social media. You scroll through Instagram or TikTok, and it feels like everyone's living their best life. Your old high school friend posts about their tropical vacation in the Bahamas, your coworker shares a pic of their brand new SUV, and your neighbor's feed is full of gourmet meals at 5-star restaurants. It's easy to think, wow, they must be loaded. But here's the truth. Social media is a highlight reel, not a documentary. Nobody posts their struggles. You don't see the maxed out credit card bills, the overdraft fees, or the late night arguments about money. That friend who's always on vacation? They might be drowning in $10,000 of credit card debt to fund those trips. That shiny SUV? It could be a $600 a month car payment that's eating up half their paycheck. A 2023 study from the Federal Reserve found that 60% of Americans don't have $400 saved for an emergency, yet social media makes it look like everyone's thriving. Think about it, people curate their lives online to project success. They'll post the photo of the steak dinner but won't show the weeks they're eating instant ramen to afford it. They'll flaunt the new iPhone but skip the part where they're skipping rent to pay it off. And don't forget the filters, not just the ones on photos, but the ones on their lives. For example, someone might post about a fancy night out, but you won't see that they're working overtime or borrowing money from family to keep up that image. Social media can also trick you into comparing your everyday reality to someone else's carefully staged highlight. That cousin who's always traveling might be using every penny of their disposable income on flights, while you're saving for a down payment on a house. Neither is right or wrong, it's just different priorities. But when you only see their posts, it's easy to feel like you're falling behind. The reality? Many of those perfect lives are built on shaky financial ground, with little to no savings or investments for the future. So, next time you're scrolling and feeling envious, remind yourself, you're only seeing half the story. Build your own path. So, how do you stop feeling like you're the only one struggling? The answer is simple but powerful. Focus on what you can control and build your own financial path. It's not about keeping up with your friends or matching the lifestyles you see online. It's about making smart choices that set you up for real, lasting financial security. Let's break it down into 4 practical steps you can start today. Step 1. Get real with your budget. Track every dollar you spend for a month. Use an app like Mint or just a simple spreadsheet. Split your expenses into needs, like rent and groceries, and wants, like streaming subscriptions or eating out. A good rule of thumb is the 50/30/20 budget. 50% for necessities, 30% for wants, and 20% for savings or debt repayment. For example, if you make $3,000 a month, aim to save or pay down debt with $600. It might mean cutting back on takeout or canceling that gym membership you never use, but those small sacrifices add up fast. Step 2. Ditch high-interest debt. Credit card debt is a dream killer. If you're carrying a balance, prioritize paying it off. Let's say you owe $2,000 on a card with 20% interest. Paying just the minimum might take you 10 years to clear it, costing you over $3,000 in interest. Instead, throw every extra dollar at the highest interest debt first while paying minimums on others. This is called the avalanche method. If you can pay $200 a month instead of the $50 minimum, you could be debt-free in about a year and save thousands in interest. Step 3. Start saving and investing, even if it's small. You don't need to be rich to start building wealth. Even $25 a month in a low-cost index fund or a robo-advisor like Betterment can grow significantly over time, thanks to compound interest. For instance, $25 a month invested at a 7% annual return could grow to over $10,000 in 20 years. Open a high-yield savings account for emergencies. Aim for 3 to 6 months of expenses, starting with just $100 if that's all you can manage. The key is consistency, not perfection. Step 4. Define your own success. Forget what others are doing. What do you want? Maybe it's owning a home, traveling once a year, or retiring early. Write down your goals and make them specific, like saving $5,000 for a car in 2 years. Then reverse engineer it, that's $208 a month. Can you cut $50 from dining out, $50 from subscriptions, and pick up a $100 side hustle? Suddenly, it's doable. Your path might not look glamorous now, but every step you take builds a stronger foundation. The wealthiest people don't need to flaunt it. They're quietly saving, investing, and making choices that align with their long-term goals. For example, instead of buying a $40,000 car to impress others, they might drive a reliable used car and invest the difference, letting it grow to $100,000 over a decade. Real wealth is about freedom, not appearances. So, stop comparing yourself to the highlight reels and start building your own financial future, one smart decision at a time. So the next time you feel like everyone has more money than you, remember, not everything is what it seems. Focus on your own path, make smart decisions, and build a solid financial future. You can do it. If this video helped you, leave me a like, share it with someone who needs it, and subscribe for more personal finance tips. Tell me in the comments, what strategy will you use to improve your finances? See you in the next video.